Welcome along to another video. I am That Cycling Chimp, and in this one my route is going to consist of a 100km round trip, and I'm inviting every single one of you guys that's watching this to join me on this solo adventure as I take on one of my biggest challenges to date. So if you want to find out a little bit more, or maybe you're new to the channel and you would just like to see Scotland by bike, you've came to the right place. So stick around, grab yourself a cuppa, kick back and relax, and let's get the show on the road. Today's adventure, I plan to cycle from my hometown in Ayr to Glentrool, which is deep within the Dumfries and Galloway Park. It's a 116km round trip, but as always, it's never as straightforward with the Chimp. I'm going to be taking on 2 climbs today that I've been wanting to do for a little while. I really wanted to do a video on the Ayrshire Alps, and I will be doing one of them soon. But this is a recce ride just to see what the conditions are like down there. I've been wanting to do Nic O The Balloch for some time now, and I'm going to try and do it today. So without further ado, let's get clipped in and see how we go on with this one. Well, that's us made it out the concrete jungle in the metropolis of Ayr town centre. I'm going to be using the cycling byways down to Glentrool today, so the local people that kind of cycle round about here will probably know where I'm going. I'm going to head to Dalrymple first, then across to Carmichael, Cross Hill, and then it's a roll of the dice we come out for me. Weather conditions today is pretty warm. As you can see, I'm taking my glasses off, but it is overcast. This is a bit of an impromptu 100km I'm doing. I did have other plans this week, but they kind of fell flat. Got a little bit of an apology just now. I'm actually using a new camera rig today, so I apologise if it's a little bit jumpy. I haven't had time to build it to scale or paint it. As I said, I think this is going to be a bit of a challenge for me because I haven't been doing a lot of climbs recently, and there's 2 rather large climbs in this route. We'll just need to wait and see how we got on there. I'm looking to do Nic O The Balloch for a little while in the Ayrshire Alps. I did plan to do a route involving quite a lot of the Ayrshire Alps today, but I've just decided to get a Gran Fondo under my belt for July. So let's see how we got on. We have 13 climbs today, and this is the first one, just getting into Dalrymple. It's not a hard one at all, a little bit of a lung buster. Hopefully this is going to get the legs warmed up. I'm starting to be really glad that I put my suntan lotion on, because that sun is burning through the clouds and it is pretty warm. If you've watched the last video when I cycled to Glasgow, you'll probably notice I've got my new helmet. We're all good after the little spill we had in the bike. I had to get a new helmet though because there was a big dent in the other one. I've got a huge shout out to one of my Instagram followers. You know who you are when I say this, for reminding me that Kask, the manufacturer of my helmet, do a crash replacement programme, so that saved a few pennies. That's us nearly up the hill into Dalrymple, and then we've got a juicy descent into it. Whew. And then there's no rest for the wicked after that descent coming into Dalrymple. It slams you straight into climb 2 of 13. Whew. And it's spicy. Not as spicy as what's coming up, because I've already done these hills before at this end, but it's definitely giving me a good warm up. I've also got a little bit of a headwind, which is always lovely when you're doing these hills. I suppose the good thing is, on the way back, it'll be behind me, so it might not be just as long getting home. But just look at this, the rolling Ayrshire countryside. Absolutely fantastic. Hi there. Well, that's me in the village of Cross Hill, which is an old weaving village just in the outskirts of East Ayrshire. I'm just about to start hitting the Ayrshire Alps now. The first one I'm going to hit is Glenalla from the south side, and then once we get to the top of that, it's Nic O The Balloch. So let's see how we go on. Climb Pro is just about to throw us into climb 4 of 13, which is 8 kilometres. It's got 269 metres of elevation, so it's going to be a bit of a spicy one for me. I'm looking forward to this at the moment. I'm just getting my heart rate down before I tackle it. So I think we're ready to go. So let's get a laugh at this. Am I going to fail? Who knows? We're just about to find out, but well, that's us 3 clicks into the first hill. It's not too bad. It's not very technical, but it is quite steep. Still got 172 metres of climbing to do. Over 5 kilometres, so it's not so bad. So far the ride's been pretty good. It'd be a touch nicer if we didn't have that little headwind. It's the first time I've been out this neck of the woods, and so far I'm enjoying it. It's definitely challenging enough. I had to stop just for a little second there because I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. Now I know we get Highland cows. These are the weirdest looking sheep I've ever seen in my life. Of course, they are alpacas. That's Little Peru. I didn't know this place existed, but apparently it's been here for quite some time. As I said, I've never been up this neck of the woods before, so I wouldn't know this was here, but absolutely brilliant looking little creatures, aren't they? And they're also just loving life grazing on that grass. It was definitely something I did not have in my bingo card today, seeing alpacas. Right, I've still got 3 kilometres to get up this, so let's get clipped in and get moving again. It is definitely the definition of isolation out here. I think I've seen 1 car, but the roads are so smooth. It's really enjoyable to ride on. We're nearly there now. 1.5 kilometres left. 39 metres of ascent. We're getting there. Now this is definitely more like it. Nice sweeping rolling roads. We're nearly at the top of the climb of Glenalla. We've only got 120 metres to go. A little bit windier up here, but wind is definitely helping me cool down a little bit, so I'm not sweaty. Well, that's us completed it. 40 minutes and 35 seconds. It's not too bad for 8 kilometres of climbing. I'm going to stop for a little second, get something to eat. Just a quick snack before we move on, because I've got a funny feeling we're thrown straight into Nic O The Balloch. I'm led to believe that's the start of it over there. One of the things I have noticed, there's a lot of forestry gravel roads round about here. I am going to need to investigate a little bit more about that. I know there is gravel round about these areas, but it looks like really nice gravel. Let's get a little snack into me and continue the adventure. Now that was some descent. The only issue I've got is I've got to go back up that when I'm coming back. I'm only 12 miles or roughly about 20 kilometres away from Glentrool Visitor Centre. Plan to stop there, have actual food, and then we'll start heading back towards Ayr. The wind has picked up a little bit, so I'm hoping that it's going to be a good tailwind on the way home, especially to get myself up that. But the topography down here, it's just absolutely glorious looking. Spoiled slightly by the overcast skies, but that sun still is there because I can feel it hitting the skin. I've got a funny feeling I'll be showering and plenty of aloe vera when I get home as well, because I've got a funny feeling, even though I've got my suntan lotion on, I'm still going to be burnt. We're cycling on the NCN7 or the Euro 1 or whatever it is it's called, but it's also the national byway as well. And I can understand why they take you on these routes, because some of the views are absolutely spectacular. I don't even know if the camera will do this justice. As I said, I'm still trying to get to grips with this camera as well, so I'm hoping what I've filmed is going to be good enough. I'm going to move on now because there's a bullock looking at me very strangely, and I don't want to be standing here if it's going to charge. Oh yeah, and I hadn't forgot, I'm just about to hit Nic O The Balloch. So I've got 3.5 kilometre climb, 239 metres. This looks like a doozy. It's time to get the head into the pain cave. Let's do this. This is us just heading into the Galloway Forest Park, which is a dark sky park. And then, as I said, the Nic O The Balloch. And it's heavy going already. This one's definitely not messing. It's showing me exactly who's boss. If you ever want to attempt this, and I will put the commute link below, make sure you eat your ready brake or you've got an electric bike. This is a killer. Don't get me wrong, I've still got 2 kilometres to go, but what a view so far, and I'm not even a kilometre up. Look at this. Absolutely fantastic looking. And I'm hoping when I get to the top, we're going to get a cracking view up there too, although I don't know if we will with the clouds, because they are quite close to the top of the hill. 132 metres to go of ascent, 2 kilometres. Oh, it's definitely showing me who's boss. Oh my God, crosswind. Oh, it's absolutely kicking my ass. These guys are just casually lining the side. Oh, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Still got 1.5 kilometres to go. I've just got to dig in, get to the top of this. Oh my God, I've had to stop again. This is absolutely incredible. This is one of those ones where you're going up the hill, you kind of think to yourself, have a bit off more than I can chew. And then you think back to all the hills that I've done, Glenalla. It's incredible, and you know the hill's going to get worse. Saying that, we've only got 74 metres to go, but you know that the road's going to get worse when you see this. There is a barrier right next to what I believe is going to be a sheer drop. As I said, just looking around, looks absolutely fantastic behind us. I'm getting a headwind that's coming down the glen, and it's just crushing me as I'm getting up this. The good thing is, it's going to be good when we're coming back down it. It's climbed 6 of 13, so I'm guessing this is the halfway mark once I get to the other side of this. And then it's all the same hills that I've done, but in reverse. I just can't wait till I get to Glentrool, get something proper to eat, because we're starting to get a little bit hungry. But yeah, I need to start moving. We're wasting too much time up in these hills. Nic O The Balloch complete. 31 minutes with an average gradient of 7%. I had to stop a couple of times, so I'm not counting that as fact that I've done that. I need to do that again. We did get up that, but we had to have a couple of stops. I think it was a headwind that was just killing me. We can't have much longer to go to Glentrool. Must have a little descent. Then we turn off at Glentrool Village to the visitor centre. I'm hoping it's open. I do have supplies on me, so I'm not totally stupid out in the hills with nothing. I would like to get some more water if possible. Still got some in my backpack, but I could do with some more. But it was a brutal and horrible climb, that. I can see why a lot of people like the challenge of it. And I do want to do it again. It's just, I wasn't expecting it. I suppose it'll be easier getting back down it. Anyhow, let's get clipped in, get down to Glentrool, get something to eat, then start hitting the road back. It is absolutely amazing what you can see up here. Once again, the Galloway Hills. I have had my ass handed to me on a plate today, I'm not going to deny that. Welcome to Glentrool. We're only about one click away from the visitor centre, where I'm going to be able to relieve myself, have my roll, which is a special one today, a can of Coke, because that seems to be making me feel a bit better when I'm on the bike, if I'm doing these longer journeys, and then I'll rest for about 10 minutes. I'm just hoping that the Glentrool Visitor Centre's open. It is a seasonal one, so if you are out this neck of the woods, please be aware of that, especially if you're looking for water or supplies of any kind. Now, Glentrool is a very popular spot for cyclists. It's actually one of the 7 Stains kind of mountain bike routes, and there's a lot of gravel round about it as well, so it is a nice place to come to if you want to do that sort of thing. It's also quite good for walking, and there seems to be quite a lot of walking routes round about it as well, especially round about Lochtrool. And just to let you guys know, the cafe and visitor centre is open from 10:30 to 4:30 PM. So we've got more than enough time to get coffee. I also see some bikes sitting here as well. Looks as if somebody's doing a little bit of bike packing. So today's roll we're having, it's a cheese ploughmans from Greg's, and we're having our usual little mocha. Now the facilities inside Glentrool are really clean and tidy, so it's definitely a place I would suggest you drop in if you're passing, just for a quick stop. I have seen a tiffin in there I might pick up before I go as well, because as I said, I need to pick up some supplies before I leave as well. But I'm going to enjoy this roll. I know you guys don't really want to hear me eating it, so I'll see you in a minute. Now, by asking yourself what supplies I've picked up, I'm just about to show you. First and foremost, couldn't let that little tiffin stay there, that coming with me, because I think I'm going to need that on the way back home. I'm just about to have my can of Coke. I picked myself up a can of Iron Brew as well, just for the sugar fix, and then picked up 2 bottles of water. Which I'm just about to refill my hydration pack. The midges are absolutely out in force here, so let's get suited and booted again. We've literally just left Glentrool. I've had that big roll and we're about to hit climb 7 of 13. 2 kilometres, 58 metres. It's not long, it's not hard, but just unexpected after I've had that big roll. Whew. Well, I was correct about one thing. I have got a little bit of a tailwind. It's not as nice as I would like it to be, but it is there, so it's helping a little bit. And the reason I know I've got a tailwind, I'm starting to cook. It's just so humid. There's a light bit of mist coming across from the Dumfries and Galloway Hills, so it's like kind of slight drizzle. I'm just hoping it's not going to come too much, because I've not really packed for waterproofs. The forecast did say it was to be dry and it was to rain later on this evening. Obviously that rain might be coming in a little bit earlier. I've got my little windproof, water resistant orange jacket, so I might need to put that on. I'm just scared to put it on because I'll just sweat even more. It'll be like boiling the bag material. I'm just interested to see how this is going to go when I get to the opposite side of Nic O The Balloch, because I think it's going to be some descent, and I'm not looking forward to that climb on the opposite side, but we've gripped it and we're committed to it now, so let's get this Gran Fondo out of the way. It looks absolutely fantastic at the top of the Nic O The Balloch, just with the rolling cloud that's coming in. I, however, am absolutely soaking. Oh, that was a horrible 10 mile. Just, it started off as light mist, then drizzle, then torrential. I'm going to put you guys back in the bag just now to keep yous dry, because I am one wet chimp. Not only that, I think the rain's actually chasing me, so I'll see you guys when it's a little bit drier. No. Aye, decide where you're going. Yeah. Hello there. Now that was a bit of a white knuckle ride coming down that, especially on those G1 tyres. I kept feeling as if the back end was coming away, and then every time one of those sheep ran across the road, I can say I nearly had a full chamois. We have 24 miles to go to get back to here. At least it looks as if it's going to dry up a little bit. I'm just hoping that sun comes out to dry me off too. I'm absolutely sodden. I know I've got quite a big climb here at the other side of Glenalla. But what a ride. I need to get my skates on because it's starting to get a little bit later in the day than I wanted it to be. So, onwards. Oh my God, this is so much easier coming down. Still got 2 kilometres to go. Whew. At least the red part's by. I also think I'm going to have to stop soon and take this jacket off. I'm starting to cook again. Crazy. Well, that's another climb down. 9 out of 13, so I've not got long to go. I'm actually going to take this jacket off now. Oh, geez. 20 minutes climbing there. Hard going, but it's type 2 fun. I know I'm going to reap the benefits later on. We've done 83 kilometres, so we've only got another 40 left. We're close to the Gran Fondo. 4 hours and 37 minutes in the saddle. I'm definitely going to get my Strava badge today, I hope. At least I don't feel completely isolated. I can see down there the Firth of Clyde. Can also see the back of the Carrick Hills there with the 2 masts. I know I'm not too far from home now. Still a wee bit of way to go, but I know we're homeward bound. And it just shows you how quickly the Scottish weather can change. About 10 miles back there, absolutely drenched. Now, yeah, it's still overcast and the wet weather's probably coming this way, but one small descent, I've got my jacket back off. We've got about 30 kilometres to go. Let's do this. Woohoo! Another 100 kilometres in the bag, baby. Strava, give me my Gran Fondo badge now. I'm fair chuffed with that. Now I've only got another 15, 16 kilometres to get home. This is going to be fun. I didn't think that climb was going to be as steep with the speed it was coming down there. Anyway, right, we've got the Dalrymple descend, the Dalrymple ascend, and then back into the back of Ayr and homeward bound. It's a climb out of the Dalrymple. Why did I do this to myself? 633 metres, 30 metres of elevation, and it's a 5% gradient. Just an excellent way to finish off the climbing of the ride. Oh. Well, Chimp's got to climb. Well, that's the last climb done, thank God. 13 of 13. It's 1 in a million, kiddo. Let's blow this thing and go home. Just a gentle saunter back down to the coast. Only a couple of kilometres, and then it's feed time. Well, that's us got to the end of another video and another adventure. And what a shift we had in the bike today. With some serious distance, with some serious elevation, And to have the cherry on top, another Gran Fondo. Well chuffed with that. As I said, it's going to be like type 2 fun, even though it's been hard going today. I'm really proud that I've got out and done what I've needed to do. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Maybe not the same as my usual videos, just because I'm using new cameras and things like that, trying stuff out. So if you did enjoy it, give us a thumbs up, and if you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing, because it's your subscribing that keeps the Chimp rolling and riding. We're nearly at 2,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you enough for the support and the encouragement so far. Feel free to leave some comments below as well, where you would like to see the Chimp riding, because I read all the comments. I do reply to you know that. Anyway, I am going home for a well-earned dinner. I hope to see you all in the next one. In the meantime, you can check out my last video up there, or you can check out previously on That Cycling Chimp, which are archive videos. Till the next time, guys, bye for now. And remember to pedal smart out there.